Longevity equals creativity, innovation, and long-term visions. I have nothing to add. That is exactly what longevity is. I think longevity, I cannot talk for the people, I can only talk for me and the longevity of my career, 25 years now, maybe even more. I think next year, in 2 years, I will celebrate 25 years of I'm Ready, my first album, 20 years of 20 years of Worldwide Chico, soon 20 years of It's All Love, soon 20 years of in another 3 years, I think it's gonna be 20 years of in 2005, in 2025 it's gonna be 20 years of African Bohemian. Like, this is crazy, and I'm still releasing albums with 40 songs, and I still have some hits like Malembe that are reaching the same numbers as those songs faster. So I believe that to achieve longevity, longevity, it's late. I believe that to achieve longevity, you have to let go of the past. You have to be able to let go of the past to go to the next branch. There was an expression that I heard somewhere about Tarzan in the jungle. You know, when Tarzan is going from rope to rope in the jungle, if he wants to go to a destination, he's hanging on one rope and he's jumping and and then when he arrives to the next one, he grabs one and he lets go one. And I think a lot of the things that I've seen to the artists who didn't last long, it was that they were so comfortable with one rope because they knew how to use it and etc., that they got scared to let go that rope to go to the next one. And I think a lot of people have this problem of whatever they are scared to let go what this is. You know, I used to be a rapper with dreadlocks in 94. I did a lot of shows rapping. I got famous in the underground as a rapper in between 92 and 96. And my first hit was not a rap song. I mean, for me, it was a rap song, Bounce Baby, but a lot of people were seeing it as a Zouk song or Caribbean song, right? For me, it was a hip hop song, a rap song with a West Indies, a Kassav sample. That was for me. But then when I did Telephone and I saw how people were reacting, and to me, I was like, listen, I'm not from the West Indies, I'm not from Martinique, I'm not from Guadeloupe. Even if I lived 1 year in Guyane, like, they will not accept me. Like, they will tell, you from Congo, whatever. So I just made my music thinking, hey, listen, they like it, they don't like it, hey, I'll do more music. And then I went to DJ Alan Le Zouk Le Plus Long. That was a party in Nanterre back then in 98. So I go to the DJ booth and he plays my song Telephone. The album was released maybe a month before. He plays the song Telephone and I see everybody on the dance floor zooking. And then I met a friend called JP, Jean-Paul. I met him in Châtelet. I remember I was going up at the elevators, he was going down, and I asked the guy, merci Kirina. The guy tells me, hey, listen, I heard your album. That's a dope album, bro. I bought it. Like, oh yeah, you have to sign it to me. And I remember telling him, yeah, but this is not my real album. I have the rap album coming, blah, 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 blah. I was like giving excuses for the masterpiece that I created, but I didn't know it was a masterpiece at that moment. And I didn't know I changed the face of Zouk music, Caribbean music with that album. I didn't know yet, or I didn't assume it. And I'm like, it's a cool album, but hey, this is not like the real album. The real album is coming. It's called Worldwide Chico, whatever. And he looked at me and he was like, I don't understand. Like, why would you want to do your real album with what everybody's doing already, which is hip hop, when you found something that is different, that is unique, that is yours, and that is not following no trends, and yeah, it's your thing. And that conversation changed my life because it made me think. And when I did Worldwide Chico and I went a little too far and I went maybe too much hip hop and maybe I listened a little bit more or too much to the critics, and that album was a failure at that time, and I could, thanks to the streams, I could get my revenge with that album. But when I took 4 years to reestablish what I wanted to do, and in between when I did the Caribbean Soul, that's when I really realized, in terms of, I cannot do music just as a singer or just as an artist. If I want to live from this, if I work at a store or an office or for a bank or as a lawyer or whatever, and I do music on the side, yeah. But if my goal in life is to sell my music to the people, I have to forget that I'm an artist after I create it and become a businessman as well, and understand who are my clients. And then I understood, like, everything I learned at the university at Sorbonne, that of economy, I started thinking about it and putting it to work, right? So when I released It's All Love, a lot of people didn't understand why I had Zouk, Kizomba, Compa. I had all these different genres, coupé décalé. I was just going everywhere. And I was telling people, no, my album are a reflection of what I am, and they are a prism where everybody can look at themselves and find something that they like. There's a little bit of Afro, Caribbean, R&B, hip hop, but there's also some Zouk, some Kompas, and some Kizomba, some Coupé Décalé, some Rumba, some Zouglou, some Mapuka, and some Candy Zouk. And I'm inventing stuff, and I'm trying stuff, and I'm doing some easy hits, but I'm also doing some surprise hits, and I'm also trying some stuff that people will never. I'm also doing some songs that will never be popular, but I'm doing them with the idea that I have to also please myself as an artist and do the music that I want to do, and at the same time also please the customers who, it's something that I always say. Let's say you buy a box of, I don't have nothing here, but let's say this is a box of biscuits, right? let's say this is a box of Pepito, which is some Mexican guy with a biscuit with chocolate on one side, right? When you open the box, you know you're gonna have your Pepitos, right? Let's say that's your first album. And when you buy your second album, somebody buy the second album of the same artist, for them, they're gonna buy more Pepito. Like, hey, I'm going to buy some Tux or some whatever, some Coca-Cola. I'm hoping that I'm gonna drink some Coca-Cola. And when you open your Coca-Cola box, instead of having the same thing inside, you have something completely different. You have like this. That's exactly the mistake I did with my second album. I didn't give the customers what they were waiting for. And I didn't guide them through the transformation of my music because I didn't want to take my time. I wanted to give them like the real me that I thought I was at that time. It's something that I learned. To change, humans need a lot of time. And if you have a vision of what you want to do, you have to understand where you are. And if it's at 1,000 steps, you cannot do them in 2 steps. It doesn't work. People will not follow you if you release a Zouk album and then 2 years after or 1 year after you release a rap album. They're gonna be like, yeah, where's my Zouk? And you're gonna be like, no, me, I'm this. I'm like, people are gonna be like, no, that's not what I bought and that's not what I came for. And boom, you're gonna lose as a business. As an artist, maybe you will be satisfied that you did your rap album, but then you're gonna be frustrated because you're gonna be like, oh, the fans are not faithful. But the fans are gonna tell you, no, we're faithful to this guy. We want Kaysha from I'm Ready. We don't want Kaysha from Worldwide Chico. So then I had to take the time and think about it. I was frustrated. I went in Belgium. I found a girl. I had a baby. I went to live in Belgium for 4 years. And when I came back to do an album, I came back to France. I came back as a businessman. And I came back with an understanding that I have the visions of who I want to be when I'm 60 years old. I had that vision since I was 8 years old. But between 8 and 60, there's 52 years. And you don't become what you're going to be at 60 when you're 20, when you're 30, when you're 40, when you're 50, when you're 59. You have to be there. You're going to be there when you are 60. So to be there, you have to go step by step, day by day, year by year. And you have to understand what are your objectives. And once you reach one objective, you go to the next objective. And you try to also be a realist about your objectives. And you don't dream about things that are impossible. Or you don't dream about things that are pure luck. You do things in a realist way and you understand the marketplace as well. And this is the only way to stay long in this business. You can be an opportunist, right? And arrive at the right time at the right place in something. But how many times can you do it? If you are not real, people feel it. If you're a weasel, people feel it. If you're a fake one, people feel it. They might not feel it the first time, maybe not the second time, but at a point, if the tide turned quick, you will be taken by it. And this is something I learned with having a vision. Or having people with vision, it's great. But you have to understand your vision. And you also have to understand that it's not just about the vision. It's also about what you do with the vision. And how you conjugate, do you say conjugate in English? How you conjugate the vision, how you put it together, 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 how you put how you marry the vision with the reality of where you are. If you want to be a superstar in the US and you live in Peru, there's a reality of you are in Peru and you are competing with people who are in the US. Back in the day, it was even worse. Today, this is the internet. You can be anywhere and explode anywhere. I know it. But the things you're gonna have to do if you are in Peru and you sing in Spanish, and the things you're gonna have to do if you are in New York and you sing in English are not the same things. And you're gonna have to adapt your day-to-day to reach your vision where you are. If you have a vision to do ski and you live in Brazil or in Kuwait, to find a mountain with snow might be complicated. You might build it or something, but it's not going to be the same day-to-day operation than somebody who lives in Switzerland, where there's mountain all year long with snow, right? Where all you have to do is climb a mountain and then you can ski. And something a lot of people don't do is having a vision, understanding where they want to go, but then not being able to take this vision and now adapt it to the reality and understand what you have to change in yourself to fulfill that vision, and what you're going to have to do every day so you can have monthly goals, weekly goals, short-term goals who are answering to a medium-term goal to arrive to the long-term goal, which is the vision. Another thing that tempers the longevity of a lot of artists is their idea that everything has to be done in next week. Or I'm gonna start a YouTube channel and I want 100,000 subscribers in 2 months. Nah, it can happen, but usually this is luck, or this is the algorithm that is favoring you. And sometimes you might have the right video at the right time and explode. It's completely possible, but most of the time, and I prefer organic growth, when you're gonna have a channel, you're gonna have 10 subscribers, your videos will have 10 views, and you will continue creating quality content and understanding who's watching, why they're watching, why they're not watching, understanding that there's millions of videos at the same time, and ask yourself, why me? Why you? It's branding, and you have to understand how to use your brand to attract clients, and when these clients arrive to your channel, they have to stay there. Why they stay? Because of a lot of different things. Once you understand that, you can start acquiring new clients every day, every show after show. This is what I'm doing with Club Shada. I now have every show around a minimum of 300 people who watch the show. In my vision, to start saying, okay, we are doing something interesting, I need to have 3,000 people. And I'm not in a hurry. Not at all. Why am I not in a hurry? Because I did the work to be comfortable. I have no stress. If I stop doing Club Shada today, I will be able to pay my rent. So I'm doing it as a businessman. I intend to make money with it. I have all the ideas already of how I'm gonna make money with it. But in my vision, I might do another 100 episodes before I start making a satisfying amount of money from it, from sponsors, from the amount of money I will make from super chats, and from the views of the replays. Those are the 3 ways that Club Shada generates revenue, plus everything that will go with the brand, the club, the Shada wear, sales, etc. But if we talk about direct money, there's 3 ways I make money with this show. When you guys sponsor it by clicking the $ in the chat to send a super chat, when you guys are watching the replays, and on a maybe medium term, when I start having brands that can put their logo here and pay a fee for me to talk about their service or whatever they're offering. But for this, you first need to have numbers. You need to show to somebody, hey, if you pay me X, I will have my show, your brand, in front of X number of people, and those people, they are the clients that you are interested in. It could be a DJ. It could be a DJ who's trying to be, to sell his DJ services, whatever, pays to have this show is sponsored by DJ Gellas. And boom, this is your website, there's your logo here, like those things. Like, these are medium term goals. For now, I'm starting to really work on the medium term goals, which is sponsors and advertisers, on maybe after episode 100. For now, I'm letting my head think about how I'm going to do it. On the short term, what I'm doing is doing episodes. This is the process. This is just doing 1 episode, 2 episodes every week at the right time, and having my clients, the clientele, become captive, and people needing their fix of Club Shada every week. This is what I'm creating by creating good content and investing in, new camera for better quality content, the lighting, everything I've been doing in this space is an investment for the long-term vision. But that's the day-to-day, that's the process. And there's to reach longevity in this business, there's a lot of tricks and holes that you have to not fall into. One of them is the whole of staying relevant. When you start fighting to have another hit or to stay relevant, that's how you start tampering with your ability to just follow your vision. The vision can change, your goals can change, but never do this job of being an artist or a podcaster or a YouTuber or anything else that you do. Never do it with urgency. Never. You have to come to these things with a cold heart, and especially when you're an artist and you feel like everything you are doing, you're pulling your whole heart into it. Heart into it. You put your whole heart in your art. That's when you are creating. Now, when you are executing your vision, you have to be cold. You have to be like, listen, this is what I'm gonna do. We were talking about catalog earlier, on how to be able to pay your rent just from streams. If you realize that when you do a song, you generate 10 euros per month. If you need to pay a rent of 1,000 per month, you have to multiply these 10 euros. You have to divide this month of 1,000 by your 10 euros. That's 100. So it means you need to make 100 songs if you want to be able to pay your rent from songs that generate 10 euros per month. 10 euros is, in terms of stream, if 1 million stream is 3,000 euros. So 100,000 stream is 300 euros. So 10,000 streams. 10,000 streams is 30 euros. So 5,000. Wait, 10 euros would be. That's it. Am I right? 1 million. 1 million divided by 100. I'm doing something stupid. Wait. 1 million divided by 10,000 is 100 songs, right? So 3,000. I'm doing a stupid calculation. My first calculation was perfect. If you need a million to make 3,000, with 100,000 you make 300, with 10,000 you make 30. So 30 divided by 3, so that's 10,000 divided by 3. That's the number of songs that you need to make. So you need the streams that you need. So you need 3,000. You need 3,000. To simplify, you need 3,333 streams to make 10 euros. That's from one song. So you want to make 1,000 euros, you need to make these 3,000 euros. Sorry, these 3,000 streams. You need to make it 100 times to reach 3 million streams, or 300 times to make 1 million streams, so you can make 1,000 to pay your rent. Sorry, I just put myself, etc. You see what I mean? And if you understand that to pay your rent you need 100 songs and you only have 5 songs, now once you understand what you need to do, you have to now plunge yourself in the process of making songs and not care about anything else, and forget about the people talking, and you just make your songs. And if every time you put a new song, every 10 songs you look, how much am I making? I have 10 songs. I'm making now 30. I mean, like with my first song, I was making 10 from one song. So now I have 10 songs. How much am I making? Yeah, I'm making 100. Okay, perfect. Now I need to go to 200. Okay, I need 10 more songs. You need 10. You do 10 more songs. Now you're making 200. Process. After 2-3 months, you make another 10 songs. Boom. Now you're making 300. Then you make another 10 songs. Then you make, etc., etc. Once you arrive to your 100 songs, and you make good songs, not trash songs. You make good quality music, and you just trust the process of just doing it. At a point, what happens is that not only times have passed, but also you wake up one day and you make 1,000 euros per month, even maybe more, because maybe you gain popularity, etc. And you have to understand that if you set goals, once you arrive to those goals, you have to set new goals. This is another reason why I found longevity in this business. I'm not a person that when I arrive in destination, I'm here asking myself what I'm gonna do next. When I'm far from destination, I'm already like, okay, once, like, let's say I'm at 70% from destination, I'm already thinking of what I'm doing next. When I had critical success after album number 6 or number 5, after Legendary, when I was like, okay, yeah, I have X number of hits. Those songs will make me perform forever in terms of streams. I didn't know about streams yet, but I was seeing iTunes, the number of money I was making from iTunes. I was like, okay, listen, those songs, they are classics. Like I can see, like, maybe in 2010, I was like, okay, One Love is forever. Love de Toi is forever. On dit quoi is forever. I have like 10 songs that are forever. They will play as long as those who grew up listening to them will like. They will continue playing, and the kids of the people will also play those songs because their mother used to listen to this, etc. Once I understood that, I was like, okay, this job is done. This job is done. When this job is done, it's time to move to the next job. Some people, they're like, oh, this job is done, but I'm famous. I want to be famous all my life. And now they occupied of being famous and they forget the objective. They're just interested in being famous now. And so they will do everything to stay famous, including fucking other people, fucking other people's career, trying to put barriers to other people's progression, etc., etc. Me, soon I got my first, it wasn't my first, my third big hit. So my first one was Bounce Baby, second one was Telephone. The third one, big, huge hit, was On dit quoi. When I had On dit quoi, I started the label Sushiro, and I started signing other people. I started signing Sumia, Elisio, ABG, and all these people, I created classics with them as well. They have songs that will stay the staples of their generation. So now I have their songs as well that is generating revenue for me. Not only my songs, but their songs as well. So now my goal is not even anymore to be a famous singer or what's going on with the internet. Don't tell me that. It's not working? It's working here. Excellent connection. It's you. Or maybe you were talking about something else. And people are saying there's a technical problem. Let me see. Let me check on YouTube. All right, perfect for 10 seconds. It's working here. See myself. You liars. Oh, is it? Seems to be working. Okay. Well, if it's good, it's good. Where was I? Okay. Thanks, Moto. Hi. So, by the time I was having Kaysha dit quoi exploding and being the big song, right? I was already on my next thing because my mission to be to have success, to prove to my father, who's bigger than life, who was like big shoes to fill for me, right? But my mission to prove to him that I could do it without him was done. It was never about I want to be famous. I was like, no, I want to make it by myself. So this was done. And I kept making hits. I didn't listen. When On dit quoi is made, it's Fiona is here, those songs are here. But I didn't do One Love. I didn't do Love de Toi. I didn't do Something Going On. I didn't do Diamonds. I didn't do all these songs that I did after. But my mission is complete already as the goal that I wanted for me when I was 8 years old and I was doing this on casserole. That this is done, right? And at that moment, I'm already creating dope music for other people. I'm creating music for Sumia, for Elisio, for ABG. I'm about to do Deeper for Nelson Freitas. I'm now also showing my side as a great beat maker. Lil Mauro was there all this time and seeing the progression, right? And so I was giving myself a lot of options. If music didn't work at that time, as a performer, I could become just a label owner and find the next star and work with them, right? And I kept doing this, writing for the people, producing for the people, composing for the people, doing melodies for the people. Until today, that's what I do. I do it as well. But I never let myself feel comfortable inside of the comfort zone. I never let that happen. I always put myself in a position of being ready to go to the next thing. I used to take the plane minimum 2 times a week. 4 because I had to come and go. Sometimes I would I remember taking the plane maybe 15 times in the same week. In Mozambique, I would go from Maputo to Beira, from Beira to Quelimane, then Quelimane to Pemba, then Pemba to Quelimane again, to Quelimane to this, to that, and in the same week, I would take a lot of 1-hour flights here and there. In the US, I remember going every day to a new city, and I would be excited, tired, but go, sing, take the money, run, go, sing, take the money, run, go. All this is something that I used to do like crazy. And I always say to myself, okay, when this is over, when this stops, or when this starts slowing down and you start doing less and less and less and less and less and less shows, whenever it is, you'll be ready for the next thing. And this is how you stay relevant without trying to stay relevant. And this is how you create longevity. Not only you create quality work everywhere you go, you invest in your success, you invest in your work to be able to do meaningful things that can stand the test of time. And whatever you do, you make sure you also own a part of it or all of it, so that you are not working for somebody else's dream, but you are working for your own dreams. And when things don't work, you don't stay on the ground. You fall, you taste a little bit of the ground, you put your tongue, okay, yeah, it hurts. And then you stand up and you go and you continue. You don't lament all the time. When COVID arrived, you had 2 people. When the pandemic arrived, you had 2 type of people. You have those who were like, what are we gonna do? And they start crying everywhere. They start being like, oh my God, what am I? And it's not easy. It was scary. It is scary. It was like something that nobody knew what to do with, and all these things. But at the same time, you had other people who were like, okay, there's no shows. This is what I'm going to do. I got some people, listen, they are owners of labels and stuff, and they just went back to building houses because they have kids to feed and they don't care about what people will say. They just went and they were like, yeah, okay, listen, I know how to build houses. Let me go build some houses until this shit goes back to normal. Some people like me, listen, in the last 1 year and a half, I did one show. And yeah, listen, when I had the opportunity to go to Congo to do my show. I got paid a good amount of money. The first thing I did, because we were in the pandemic, I paid for I paid for my son's school. He's in Angola with his mom. He's 18. I paid for 1 trimester for his school, and I paid for a trimester for my daughter. That's what I did with the money. The rest of the money, I think I bought a tripod, and I bought some stuff for Shada wear, for the club Shada. I bought these lights. I bought some stuff, and I think I bought this as well. I just bought some stuff to invest in what I'm doing right now. And a lot of people come to me on Twitter or on my Facebook comments, and they say, "Oh, such a great singer, blah 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 blah. Oh, too bad you stopped doing music. Where are you?" Like, You on my YouTube channel. Just go check if I have something new before asking. But I don't care about those people. If they want to believe that my last song was Kaysha on the Quoi, it's up to them. I have songs that are making millions of views, which means that some people are watching them. So I'm focusing on these people, and I'm now doing my full-time job is coming on Wednesdays and Sundays and doing Club Shada. This is what I do now. And when I talk to other artists, they come to talk to me about, oh, there's no shows. What am I gonna do? I'm a DJ. What am I gonna do? I'm a singer. What am I gonna do? And I'm like, yeah, good luck. Do you make money from your streams? From your, like, how many songs do you have? Well, I got 10 songs. How much money you make from your 10 songs? I don't know, 300 euros. You need to either have more people listening to your songs or more songs. So you can maybe make, I don't know, if you have 10 songs that are making 300, maybe you can have 30 songs. But how? You don't have a microphone at home? No, not really. I don't have a professional microphone. Do you have an iPhone? Yes. You know there's a microphone here? But that's not a professional mic. It's a microphone, right? The Diana Ross and all these songs that you used to listen to back in the 70s or even before, the songs from the 40s or the technology of back then, the microphone were not better than those microphones that are here in this small hall here. Today you can record a song with your phone. You can record vocals that will sound great directly on your phone. So while you don't have a microphone at home, record on your iPhone. What are people gonna say? Fuck people. Do something. And stop asking me questions. Do something. And I think the real key to longevity is being able to adapt. This is why the motto of Sushi Raw is adapt or perish. Innovate or perish. You have to not only be able to adapt, but you have to be able to do things before they are trendy or before everybody does it. Because once everybody does it, there's a lot of noise. When you are the only one doing it, when everybody wants to do it, you already have 100, 200, 300, 400 episodes. And if somebody asks me, so Kaysha, what do you do now? There's a pandemic, like nobody can work. Like I tell people, I work. What you mean you work? You go to Congo to perform? No, I got a job. I got 2 jobs actually. I got Kaysha, and Kaysha is 1 song every week inside of the streaming platforms. And yeah. And the other job is what? The other job is Club Shada. What do you mean? Oh, I have a show on YouTube at night. What do you mean? I have a show on YouTube at night. And I come and I talk about stuff. Huh? But you're a singer. You sing Kaysha on the Quoi. I said, no, I'm Kaysha. I'm not a singer. I'm Kaysha. I'm a brand. And from my brand, if tomorrow I want to make cigars, I'll do cigars. And I will be good at making cigars. And I will make more money at making cigars than at doing shows. I used to make 8 shows per week. Per month. I used to make 8 shows per month. It was exciting, and at the same time, it was exhausting. I used to take a plane. I would go to Abidjan, 8-hour flight, arrive in Abidjan, perform. Next day, go to Yamoussoukro, perform. Then next day, go back to Abidjan, perform. Next day, take the plane, arrive in Paris, arrive home, take my suitcase, put all my suitcase in the washing machine, take another suitcase, take some other clothes, put them, go back to the airport. Arrive to the airport, another airport in Paris, landing Orly. Now I'm going to Charles de Gaulle Airport, New York. Arrive in New York, perform, go to Miami, perform, go to Atlanta, perform, go back to New York, perform, take a plane the next day, arrive in Paris, go back to Ivory Coast again, perform, then go to Gabon, perform, then go back to Paris, perform, then go to Lille, perform, then go to etc. And I would make a lot of money. And one day I said to myself, yeah, I'm making a lot of money, but if those people decide one day that I'm old, all this money, I will not make it. Or maybe if there's a pandemic one day, all this will just vanish. So I start thinking around 2006, yeah, look at all the avenues where money is being made, and I saw like streams. I was like, oh, it's interesting. Like I make 300 euros here of people listening to my music and from all these songs, but how can I make more streams? And I started making more songs, and people were telling me, hey, why are you making songs without making videos and without? I was like, yeah. And I was telling the artists, hey, guys, buy microphones and record at home. Ha, recording at home. Nah, we record in real studios because we have money. Yeah, you can record at home because, yeah, Sushi was a label without money. I was like, okay, sorry. Start recording at home with this microphone here that I used to do Club Shada with. Start recording at home with this computer, that is same computer, same sound card, with my own beats in here. Start recording my songs from my living room at night and release songs. In 2000 I don't remember what date, I did Diamonds. All of a sudden, I made a lot of money from that song online, plus a lot of money from shows, because all of a sudden I was relevant again, but I didn't care anymore because I was not making 300 anymore from online. I was making 1,000 now. And I was like, wow, I can make 1,000, so I could make 2,000. When I reached 2,000, I was like, I can make 5,000. And I start going from there. And then I was like, hey, I'm making 600 from YouTube. I could make 8. I could make 1,000. I could make 2. And then I did Shada wear. Yeah, I sold one t-shirt. I was like, hey, I sold one t-shirt. I made 10 euros by selling one t-shirt. But then I was like, wait a minute. How many streams do I need to make 10 euros? Whoa. To make 10 euros, I need 3,000 streams. I need 3,000 streams to make 10 euros. 3,000 streams, that's a lot of streams. That's a lot of people listening to one song. I can make them selling one t-shirt. Let me create some stuff. And start creating designs. Putting them there. And be like, yeah, it's a side hustle. Boom. Start making a little bit every month and growing. And I start growing different businesses, because I was never interested in staying who I was or staying the king of whatever kingdom. I was always interested in, moving to the next thing when it's time to move to the next thing. And slowly, I just always exceeded a position to arrive to a new position, consolidate that new position, and exit position when the money that is generated in those positions continues to be generated. Then I exit and I make something new. And when I make this something new, I generate some new money. if I do a Club Shada and I get one day, if every episode I get, I don't know, if I get like, I don't know, 5 or 10 people who give $10, that's 100. 10 people who give 20, that's 200. And then maybe another, I don't know, a few people giving 50. And every episode, if I make like 400 in total of super chats, and if you have 400 multiplied by 2 episodes per week, that's 800. In a month, that's 3,002. And somebody will say, oh, you only get little donations of 10. Yeah, listen, if you have 3,000 people watching you and 10% of these 3,000 people are giving you 10, that's 300 tens. That's 3,000 euros. And you have a business. And if you make 3,000 euros per episode and you make 2 episodes per week, that's 6,000 per week. That's 24,000 per month. Simple calculations. And for this, you have to do the hard work. You have to do quality content all the time. You have to love the process. You have to not watch and see, oh, there's only 20 people watching right now, and it's like almost 400 people. That's, oh my God, how am I going to multiply this by 10? Listen, episode 1, there was 100 people who watched the episode, and there was like concurrent people, 7 people. So we've multiplied this by 5 in, it's going to be 1 year. So in next month, it's going to be a year, and in 93 episodes. So when you have a vision, you don't watch. I was talking this with Buddy. I was like, hey, Buddy, look, you are at episode 108 from Quarantine Groove. I'm at 93 of Club Shada. And the amount of content that we put, we don't feel the monetary difference today. But in a few years, when everybody's gonna be like, hey, I want to buy a camera and I want to do a live show, I want to do club, insert name of X artist. When I talk about different things, I just invented this thing, now I copied it from Kaysha, this thing that people love to do. They're gonna be like, oh my God, I don't make money. How do I make money? And they're gonna be, why is this guy making money? And they will be like, I will be like, well, I'm at episode 400. Welcome, good luck, work hard. Consistency. Working hard, but not to the point of exhausting yourself, because you are working smart. When you work smart, you love what you do. I love what I do. I never come to club shot. Listen, if I'm in a club shot, I'm tired, I'm not in a mood, whatever, I'm sad or I'm pissed or something, I don't come. If I have a big fight with my wife about anything, something, we pissed, whatever, we don't want to talk to each other today, and we like I will put a message. I will be, sorry guys, I won't be live today. Maybe tomorrow, or see you Sundays, or I'm tired guys, I'm sorry. And I will not come, because I come if I'm in the mood to come. And I know you guys understand. But usually when I come here, I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. I say this all the time because it's true. I'm not sure what I'm gonna talk about. Sometimes I decide of the subject like 10 minutes before preparing the live. And once you guys are here, we have a conversation. Just like when I call my best friend and we just, hey, what up, Asso? Hey, Asso, comment ça va? Hey, what up? Yeah, we're here. And then you don't have nothing to say to each other. And all of a sudden she's like, oh no, I was watching this show, and I'm like, oh, and then 2 hours later. In Club Shada is the same thing for me. It's the interaction between you guys and me that creates Club Shada. And I was watching the first episode the other time, and I was watching the live chat, and I was watching all the names of the people that I don't see anymore. Tina, and other people that I used to see, and I was like, oh, I hope they're fine. I miss them, because it was great to also have the input. So maybe they are, maybe they work at this time, maybe they work early and they have to go to sleep. Like, life has been changing for a lot of people. So there's a lot of people who were there in the beginning, like Joel, that I still see, and others that moved. And then you have people like Vanessa or Heather that they came en route, and now they're part of the family. And all this is the next version of me. The next version of me is this. The other time my wife was telling me that, oh, you going live again? Like, now you only doing live shows? And I look at her, I was like, yeah, that's what I do now. And I understand how she felt, because for her, she's like, no, I married a singer, and now he's doing live shows. Who's this guy? He's a guy who's not afraid to change. He's a guy who's not afraid to, I said something to Buddy today. He just did a new, on his I showed him how to do, how to use the platforms to sell clothing like Shada wear. So he started the Bodhisattva brand, and he put some new swimwears and hoodies yesterday. And he was calling me this morning telling me, yo, I had 3 orders, like people are buying. And he was happy, like people are sending me messages. And I was like, buddy, you have a strong brand. You just never was trusting your brand. You trust your ability as a DJ, because this is where you are comfortable. But you don't realize that your brand is amazing, and the people who love you and love your brand would buy things from you because they trust in your brand. So if you do hoodies and you do the, people will come. If every show that you do, you have some scents and you can sell those scents, some people will buy them because they want to be in the same setting as you when you are playing your music. They also want to have their scents burning. You like, when you have a brand and you are working on your brand and you make your brand strong, you can stand the test of time. The problem of a lot of people is they care more about the product, which could be the live show, which could be the songs, which could be XYZ, and they don't understand that the power is in the brand. I can do a movie tomorrow. The people who like my brand will go see the movie because of me, just like we go see a movie because of Will Smith. And then my goal is to make sure that these people are not disappointed, that I make a great movie, that when I watch it myself, I'm like, yeah, it's a great movie. And if I'm like, this movie, I don't release it. And it's this thing where you understand that you have to create a strong brand as a DJ, as a beat maker. I have this show that I'm going to do, how to make money as a beat maker, because it works as well. But if you are a beat maker, if you are a singer, if you have a TV show, if you have, you make beats like Future Sound Beat, Lil Maro, you have a TV show like that, like Dahlia, you in TV production like Joel, you are a singer or dancer, you have whatever. The more important is not your technique, is the brand. Once you create a strong brand through your hard work, through the quality of your work, and the brand, what is a brand? A brand is the trust that people have on X. This is what the brand is, right? Once you have that, What you have to protect is just your brand. Everything else can come and go. Listen, I used to do 8 shows per month. And I make more money now sitting in my sofa because my brand is stronger today than it was back then. And I kept doing new things with my brand. I was talking to a businessman 2 hours before the show, and he told me, hey, I was on YouTube and I watched your show, and I end up watching a whole episode of, I don't even know what episode he saw, but he was like, oh, I watched one episode of your show. And he was like, yo, you are giving some great advices for free. And I was like, oh, no, it's not for free. He's like, no, it's free. It's for free. It's on YouTube. I said, no. Oh, no, it's not for free. I'm building something, and it's not for free. What I'm building is feeding my brand, first of all. And it will soon generate more money than my shows used to generate back in the days. Because, I believe that, one day you will have like 5,000 people watching, and it's going to be impossible to look at the chat, because the chat will just go and the super chat will arrive from everywhere, and the sponsors will be like, hey, you said it was 300 to put my logo. Oh no, that was years ago. Now it's 5,000. Okay, 5,000 will give you what? One episode. Okay, I'll buy 4 episodes. Okay, that's 20K. And that's when I will be like, okay, what's next? You see what I mean? It doesn't mean that I will stop doing this. I will just start being like, okay, what's next? And I will maybe build like, maybe like I did for the music. I will just be like, okay, there's gonna be Club Shada on these days, but since I have the channel and I have the followers, I'm gonna find some girls, or maybe I will tell my wife, hey, listen, we have the setup, we have a studio now. We're gonna have 2 different decors, and we're gonna have your own show where you talk about girl stuff, and that's gonna be the second show. And we're gonna have this, and we're gonna have that. And because I'm a person who's, thank you so much, Moto Music. You are now 43 dollars from dethroning Mike Phoenix as the Shada Gang boss. Just to let you know. Thank you so much for your support, brother. And you have to read what you said. The king right here is spitting facts. Thank you for being a great inspiration and a mentor. Thank you so much for trusting my voice. And it is this thing where, when you trust your brand and you are careful about your brand. You see what I mean? Being careful about your brand is being able to say, I'm gonna do Zouk, and I'm gonna do the best Zouk song ever. Then I'm gonna do Kizomba, I'm gonna do the best Kizomba song. Then I'm gonna do Coupé Décalé, I'm gonna do best Coupé Décalé song. And maybe when I do Amapiano, I'm gonna kill it. And maybe when I do, I'm gonna do a live show, it's gonna be something that the people who watch it once will come back. And to do this, you invest in the quality, you invest, and look, I invest. If you wanna see Club Shada number 1, where is it? Club Shada 1. Number 5. Where is it? Wait. What you mean I cannot find number 1? Club Shada. Maybe I forgot the pound. Okay. This is Club Shada number 1. This is Club Shada #1, filmed with this. That was a camera, like this on this tripod. And look the difference with Club Shada #10. I invested in some, put some logos in the beginning, and I invested in some lights. You see, I started like, I stole my wife plant. I still had my daughter's vehicle, but I started like, you see, look, see, it was a little different, but the lightning was horrible. But I was like, hey, you know. Now if we go to Club Shada #20, #20, let's see, more or less the same. So let's go to 30. No, let's go to 29. There I can see that I changed cameras. You can see the light, you can see like how. Let's go to 60. See? Slowly. 80. You can see the difference between 80 and today. Club Shada 80. That's the old camera. And if you look now, Club Shada 92. I mean, you are seeing it. So I don't need to show you inside of the new one. But you see now the difference in camera. You see the difference in microphone. You see that I'm investing slowly. Every time I get a little bit of money from the Club Shada, I reinvest the Club Shada money from the super chat in little things that are changing slowly. And sometimes, you listen, I receive $20 of super chat. I'm not gonna put it in my pocket. I'm gonna do a giveaway of a Club Shada hat, for example. And what is this doing? I'm investing that money in Shada wear, brand awareness, in Kaysha, and in Club Shada. And you do this slowly until one day, you have something happen, or one of these interview, or somebody tells, hey, I want to be in your show, and that person comes with 1,000 new fans, and you go from there. But it's this thing where longevity comes with a lot of sacrifice in the beginning, and then a lot of drive, a trust of your process, and also the absolute lack of fear to change. You have to enjoy change. Listen, there's nothing I loved more when I was a kid to be on stage and perform. That was the thing for me. That was what I wanted to do. After I don't know, 300, 400, 500 shows, I did it. Thank you so much, Kelina. I was surprised by this one. Thank you so much, Kelina. Thank you so much. And you know, where was I? Once I did 500 shows, it's not that I stopped loving making shows. It's just that, my dream was fulfilled, I would say. And now I was just enjoying the money making of it. But I was already thinking of my next dreams. And you want to know the first time I ever did a live show? I quit YouTube. Let me go back to YouTube. Kaysha Vandame, We Chat Some. That was the name of my first live show. That's my very, very first live show. And that was 6 years ago. She was in London. I did shows before on another platform. But this one on YouTube was my first live show. It was me and Vanda. I was in Portugal. Look, I was already in this apartment. I was a little skinnier. And I was using Google Hangouts. And me and Vanda were talking. Wait, where is she? Yeah. It was me and Vanda having a conversation about things. And that's it. I don't even know if there was a chat. Was there a chat? I don't think there was a chat at that time. But we're just here having a conversation. And so we were there from the get-go. And then after that, I don't know, I got tired of doing it. And if you look, I'm exactly in the same place as I am now. The just difference was I was using a laptop and the camera was here. So you could see the window behind me. But I'm exactly in the same place. I just changed the whole thing. And of course, before I was at that time, I lived alone. 2014. Yeah, it was before I met my wife. And so the house was completely white. There was not, when the wife arrives, she will start putting stuff everywhere. But yeah, that was, it shows you that those things that I do, I didn't start doing this because all of a sudden there's a pandemic. It's something that I had in the back of my head, but sometimes I'm not ready or don't have the time or whatever. And the pandemic arrived and I was like, okay, now is the time to do this thing. And now is the time to not only do it, but turn it into a business and see where it takes me. And when you are in something that is as ephemeric as performing and being a superstar or whatever, it's great to know that you can do something else. Like, I can become famous to people who never heard me sing because of Club Shada. Probably most of the people who are watching Club Shada today is because of Kaysha, the singer. But maybe some people, they will watch Club Shada and they will be like, oh yeah, they will hear the intro. Oh, this is Club Shada with Mr. Shada. And maybe those guys, they never heard of me as a singer. They just found me on YouTube one day. And they just love the conversation, and they will be like, oh yeah, I see a guy on this channel. His name is Mr. Shada, and he has this thing called Club Shada. It's amazing. And people will be, yeah, Kaysha. No, his name is Mr. Shada. No, Kaysha. No, it's Mr. Shada. I'm not talking about the singer. I'm talking about this guy who has a podcast on YouTube. He talks live about subject. It's called Club Shada. It's great. You have to come see. And he shows you, and the guy's like, yeah, this is Kaysha. Yeah, he's a singer. He's famous. Yeah? I just know him as Mr. Shada. This is when you win. This is when you win your bet. This is when you created something that transcends what you were before. And I think the real problem of most people, and I will end this dissertation on that, is that they are so scared to lose what they were before. And I think the secret of my longevity is I don't mind. Sorry, I'm playing with this every time I'm opening internet. I don't mind not being what I was before. I don't mind not performing Kaysha on dit quoi ever. Because I performed Kaysha on dit quoi 1,000 times already. I don't need to, please, I'm done. I performed Diamonds 1,000 times already. When I perform these songs, I'm not even here. I'm thinking about other businesses when I'm performing them. just because I just know them so much by heart. I did them so much. I It's like it just became like breathing. You forget that you're breathing. So there's no excitation. It's nothing wrong in this because you can make your money, it's cool. But the 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 amazement of seeing people who are loving the song or people who are crying to your song, it's still gonna feel great. But it's nothing new for you anymore. And I think this is maybe it's the problem of the visionary. Is for me, what is done is done. So like, even if I sang the song one time and it was amazing, it's done. The second time, it's already like, yeah, it was amazing again, but again. And once it's done, I'm already like, okay, what am I gonna do now? Like, a lot of people tell me all the time, hey, when are you doing another Kaysha on the Kwa? And I'm like, what for? This one is still number one. Yeah, but if you have like two of them or three of them, I'm like, yeah, I could do it on the business point of view, but I'd rather be doing Club Shada and turning this into a great business, and turning this into a place where people come because they Jocelyn told me about her interview yesterday. She was like, I really had a great time. I felt comfortable. Your audience is great, and you ask me the questions. I ask questions that some questions were difficult, but with delicatesse, and it's important, for you to arrive somewhere and to feel safe. And I like the fact that this place is safe, and if people come here in the comments and they disrupt this place and make it an horrible place when you are scared to comment, I just do his. You would just see me doing it like click click, and that person would be blocked. So I mean, I hope you know me, when I start talking, I just open doors and doors and doors. I can do this forever. So I hope that you got the takeaway from this, which is longevity is not something that happens by luck. It's something that happens by the design of your own work and your ability to move on from your successes, to consolidate them, and to make sure that they are good, and then to be able to let them go and continue to your next successes. Because if you are concentrated in the past, you cannot concentrate on creating the future in the present.